Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the women's flyweight bout between Juliana Miller versus Brogan Walker. So you got a 2-1-0 Juliana Miller versus a 7-2 Brogan Walker. Odd in a way, I'm just gonna say flat out some odd stuff. Brogan Walker supposedly will be so experienced and been around the game so long, but she's only 7-2. That's not the long. That don't seem like such a long career. So she's 33. Seemingly, she's been fighting around the game so long. But let me actually dig a little bit, just like a little sprinkle. Just go back a little bit on this one. A little bit on this one. How long has she truly been fighting, at least professionally? She could have been in the gym since she's been 2. But how long has she actually been fighting? She's been fighting since 2014 and only 9 fights. I said 2002, she's been fighting since 2014. So that's like about 8 years and 9 fights. Concerns. But Juliana Miller 2-1. But nothing about Juliana Miller, I'm going to say flat out some very hard facts about our hard statistics, our hard flags, or whatever you can call it about this bout. This is the Ultimate Fighter bout, Ultimate Fighter finale. The Ultimate Fighter is not a league, a tournament you get in when you're 30 plus. I think there's been about one 30 plus Ultimate Fighter winner outside the guys that came in like these the comeback and redemption, where obviously fighters that have already had a UFC careers or been in UFC or were on Tough in the past came back years later and they tried it again to become Ultimate Fighters, or the comeback or whatever the case may be. Where like Master went on, was a fighter that already had a career and he came back and got a chance at winning in Tough to fight GSP, which he later on went on to beat GSP. Like those were the season older fighters won. And then I think you have what's the name? Not Corey Anderson, but the same season Corey Anderson. I'm forgetting the guy's name right now. But anywho, the guy that trained with a friend of Chris Weidman, Eddie Gordon, yeah. I think he was like 30, 31. So out of all these seasons, it's not like these older people ain't been winning. Brogan Walker might be a little bit more experienced, well, a lot of more experience. Might be this, might be that. But is Juliana Miller painting in her interview, which I commented on, like one of her interviews, like she said, Brogan Walker, yes, she's this, she's that. She could predict this and predict that. And also, Juliana Miller is taking it much more better than Brogan Walker. Brogan Walker's like she got a chip on the shoulder. She's the, and she's not favorite on the odds right now. And the people that's supposed to be in the know, she's the favorite because she's this, she's that. But then Juliana Miller says, this woman could be this and be all that. But at this point, you're 33. You ain't gonna really bring in nothing new. You're gonna be the same exact fighter. You're gonna be a better version maybe, but you're gonna likelihood all in a nutshell, in the same, to a standard deviation, you're gonna be the same exact fighter. You're gonna bring the same exact game, the same exact stuff. It's not like Brogan Walker was ever no stellar fighter. She's mediocre. In reality, she's mediocre. She might be experienced and okay, but in reality, she's mediocre. Juliana Miller, mediocre right now, but she's only 26, and she go from these young fighters. They go from one camp, one fight. The next thing it'd be a whole different fight. That's sub 30. Those or sub 30, or at least fresh in the sport. Maybe 30 or maybe 31, 32. You kind of just get into the sport, or you just kind of getting your feet wet versus a fight as a veteran at 30, 33, whatever the case may be. Those people make leaps, but Brogan Walker gonna be the same person roughly. And again, like I said, only one older fighter has one Tough. Tough is a season. A thing that has favored the young, the youth. It's a youth thing. And if you were so good, why are you 33 and coming on Tough and not just getting an entry? Just hopping the UFC and getting a dropped in, kind of in the middle of the 21, 25 division, especially the division that really Valentina has run through everybody. So you should just be dropped in the middle if you're so good. So you're 33, you're coming in off Tough with this, basically newbie contract. So I don't know. Maybe they updated, but it just don't make sense. So the red flag, she's 33 on Tough. Not just 33, but 33 on Tough. That's the red flag. Not 33 in a bad age, but 33 on Tough, bad age. Juliana Miller, and a lot of these fighters that come in you're not the biggest on, like Pina, and there's been so many seasons where these guys that are guys and girls that nobody had the biggest confidence in or didn't have the resume came in and beat all these people with so much more experience and so much more success on the record. I think Pina came in damn near negative on her record, and she went on to win. And that's another people. The funny thing is Brogan Walker so much comparing herself to Amanda Nunes versus Pina, but now she's on Tough. She's in Pina's wheelhouse right now, and Pina came in like I said, somebody that a lot of people were sleeping on. She won house. It's like I said, I'm forgetting all these seasons, but it's just I could just you really put on a list. You could just point to them this fighter was a big dog on the house. They won. This fighter was a big dog. This fighter was a big dog. In reality, on Tough, really ever does a real big favorite on a season win. Even look at Kelvin Gaston, the youngest tough winner of all time. I'm not saying he was a big dog on the season, but he definitely wasn't among the people heavy to win. They just feel like he was too young, and he went on to beat Uriah Hall, who was the big favorite. So the tough is a place of the youth and a place of dogs. Miller might not be on paper the dog, but to the people in the know, she's the dog. So I just spent 5 minutes talking about nothing about the fight, but how I feel about this one, Brogan Walker, I feel like a low-level blanket. Miller, low-level blanket. Like, you don't fight that looking to take you down, control you. Brogan Walker got a little bit more hands, a little more technique. But then also the same things you're talking about. You're going to fight like Nunes. You aren't Nunes. You don't got that power. So it's not like you're going to be Stinger so much. You're going to probably end up, you think you're going to be Nunes, you end up being Woodley looking for these pretty shots. And then Miller, and also women's fight, MMA, it's not about, especially at the low level, it's not about, oh, who's been prettier with their strikes for the most part. It's about who just been ugly and letting those hands go. And Miller does that. Her hands are ugly, but I feel like they're going to be better in this one. I ain't going to say they're going to be so pretty, but I feel it's going to see improvements in her entries, improvements in her combinations, improvements in her footwork, you know, a better version of herself. And Brogan Walker out there trying to look pretty, landing these good shots and, you know, set things up. Still going to be a tight matchup. I just feel like it's going to come down to what all Juliana Miller fights come down to. Just tenacity. And that young youthful tenacity is definitely heavily favored and tough. Youth is heavily favored and tough, and all that's on Miller's side. I feel like Brogan Walker will be the more technical fighter, more experienced fighter, the better fighter. But Juliana Miller going to be the fighter fighting more for that victory and pushing harder. Like I said, look for these takedowns, whether she's getting or not. Fighting off her back, attempting submissions, looking to get back her feet, let her hands go. Even if she's stuck on her back, throwing submissions, throwing punches and elbows off her back. And it's simply going to outwork the 33-year-old Brogan Walker, the 33-year-old freshman on tough, trying to come here and be prettier and be more technical, but Juliana Miller's going to simply fight harder for it, and then they're just going to receive that more. Close fight, but Miller wins just by gritting it out. So in this fight, I got Juliana Miller via decision.